introduction, Shari. It's Jane Rushton from Jane Rushton Live. I've written a few books, Jane Rushton, my journey, based on my tragedy to my transformation. It's called Mind Tricks. And then I did a 30-day transformational journal. And in this journal is 5 easy key steps that helped me and still does today. And my clients that use it create a phenomenal change in their life of that accountability and clarity to get to where you want to go. Because we all know sometimes we aren't as clear as what we want to do. I've got a holistic approach with everything that I do because, as I said before, my sister said to me when that big bang happened in my life, you're gonna have to start learning to heal yourself because Western medicine can't do anything more for you. So I've got easy steps in here. I do Qigong. It's a little bit fancy and sometimes people just go woohoo, basically, and don't want to do it like I did once, and I just call it the chill pill. And it's about relaxing your nervous system. So I turn anything that's a bit too woohooey for people into real terms and have a bit of fun, because life's about having fun, and if it's not fun, we just don't seem to do it. Connecting with your breath. So this is the 30-day journal, and it's got the 5 easy key steps in it. So today I'm going to be talking about money grows on trees. So if I can take you back to a time in my life, and it's not that long ago, about what I thought about money. And this is about a relationship with money, whether you've got a lot of money or you don't have a lot of money, or the money comes in or it goes out. It's a little bit like, if you could have imagined the rain coming and the water being the rain, and it's coming down the mountain, and then it's coming down the river, and there's a bit of a dam, and there's some big boulders, and there's some small ones, and it's flowing through quite nicely, and then all of a sudden it comes to an eddy, and we sort of get into a holding pattern where we get stuck and it's not flowing the same. Then all of a sudden the rain comes and something happens, and we actually get over that hump again and we start flowing again. And then further down in the river, we all of a sudden get stuck again. There's like a dam coming up, and we just don't know what's going on to why this dam is coming up again. And then we go over, the rain comes again, a clarity comes, and we do it again. But again, and sometimes people go out to the branch where all of a sudden it dries up completely. In our life, we're going, what happened there? We had it flowing through, it went out to all the branches in the bank, and it went out to the ocean, and it was abundant. So what happened? Why did it dry up? We don't know here, do we? Because something goes on in our mind along the way. So I want you to create this image in your head. As here I am, in this house with 4 children, a lovely husband, and he paid me to say no. And really supportive, and the kids are great, and I've got this large 10-metre swimming pool, 5-bedroom house, 2 lounges, Lexus out the front, and a CX-9 for the kids, of course. And I remember my brother coming to visit me, and and he said to me, well, this is great. And he said, well, I've never, and I just had to say to him, yeah, it's all good, and a successful business. I've run businesses since I've been 14, and they've all been successful, and I've jumped in different industries. And as you know, the pattern, the creation, and the systems in business are the same no matter what business you're in. And I said to him, but I've never had enough money. And he looked at me and he said, what do you mean? We've always had money. And I said to him, yeah, where do you really get that from? And he said, remember when we were really young and Dad would take us into his shop? He had a gift shop, and it had wind chimes outside. So everyone walking around would just hear the wind chimes. Then he had birds chirping, and it would entice you to go into the shop. And in this shop, it had amazing lampshades, and it was when the rice paper ones were really in, all different kinds, different colours. It had wind chimes, it had mobiles, all those cool things, and these shiny objects, ornaments. It was a gift shop. And up above, there was this place where we could look down on everyone. He called it Cloud 99. He was a very spiritual man. I never realised it when I was growing up. He just got on with it. But he always pretended he had money. He always just said, I've got money regardless. And he was brought up with 12 children, ended up in an orphanage because the mother had breakdowns, but he would always, beautiful suits, silk suits. He would travel around the world to get gifts for the shop. Always his hair was just perfect. He always stood tall, sternum tall, tall, tight trust. And he always looked like he was super wealthy. And yet, we'd go into this Cloud 99, and he'd have us at a young age just stacking boxes. and he would pay us money, stack boxes. And then he'd say, look down and to see if anyone's wanting to borrow some ornaments and putting them in their pockets. And if you do, just whistle out. So we had a wee whistle that we could whistle with. And he would just go and have a wee chat to them. He lost very, very few things ever, because we'd be watching in Cloud 99, and he would pay us money for that. My mum set up bank accounts and said, put some money in here and have some play money, go round to the dairy and buy that lemonade and some lollies, when you're watching the movies at night with mum and dad. So we got to do that, or whether we'd go and sit out in the back and have a tent in the backyard. I am the second youngest of 7, and we'd go and get all those lollies and go in the backyard. So we were allowed to be free with our money with that, but we always had a savings. Yet lo and behold, my mother always said we never had enough money. 7 children, they still put us in private schooling, but she always had that belief. Because way back in the past, when she was 10, she went through the Depression. They were from a very wealthy family. They had maids. They were in the plumbing industry, and all of a sudden people didn't pay their bills. And from that stage on from 10, she always said we never had enough money, because that's what her parents said. Even though in the end they got a racehorse and it built the next house for them, she always said that. So I lived my whole journey in life. So what I did is, I wondered how much is enough? I just didn't know. Have I got enough money? Where did this limited belief come from? I found it, but how do I get rid of it? How much is enough? So I used to work hard and hard and harder and harder just to get more money, because I always said I didn't have enough, even when I did. Like, I didn't have that picture. Does anyone here have a picture of how much is enough? Or do we just keep going and going and going because we actually don't know? And how much enough is for you and you and you and you is completely different too. But if we don't get that in our mind, in our body, in our soul, and really sit and connect with how much is enough for us, we go on and we keep pushing through. We keep working harder and harder, and we keep going. And we have this little, I don't have enough, or I need more, or we've got to do this and we've got to do that. And it just puts us into burnout. It puts us into depression. It puts us into worry. It affects our relationships with our partners and our children. And we just wonder, what is it? Has anyone really thought how much is enough? Put up your hand here if you've ever thought how much is enough. And have you really thought how much is enough and been there? Have you actually got to how much is enough?
No.
Great. We've got your name.
Sorry.
I was trying to think of your name. Robin, that's right, sorry, Robin. So Robin has got to how much is enough. And it's a very much a learnt skill, because it's different for all of us. So really it's about sitting down and connecting with you and who you are, and going back and revisiting and finding out, where has your beliefs come from? Do you want to keep them or let them go? There's a time for everyone to let go and move on, and to get to that stage of it's enough. And what's enough today could change a little bit tomorrow. It's not hard and fast. So my story today is just having that awakening to see that if not just money, but your relationship with money, but relationship with everything in life, how much is enough in every area? Your fitness and your health. Oh, I've got to get fitter, got to eat more healthy food, got to do this, got to do that. And even when you're slim and healthy, it's sort of like there's this pressure as I've got to keep going. It's like, give yourselves a break and just sit back. And remember, coaches have coaches, no matter what part of business you're in, or what part of your health stage of your life, or anything. And go and just see if you're ready to unlock that door. And there's another saying about being ready. When the rain comes down, you're never ready, it just comes. And it floats. And it does what it does, whether it gets caught in the eddies or over the boulders. It's just amazing how you just don't even think about that. So it's not about being ready, guys. It's just about watching the sun shine and watch the rain come down. And when you do your journey through life and decide that you want to work out how much is enough in every area of your life, and reduce the old expectations on yourself and on others, you'll find that the sun will shine, and you'll float all the way through out to the branches of the river, and you'll go into the beautiful big ocean. In the ocean, the sun shines. And what is the sun? It's energy. Money is energy. When we have our right mindset and we allow things to flow, it's just energy flowing through. And when we get that really good relationship with our self-connection, with money, with our health in every area of our life, our lives will change forever. And all of a sudden you have this centeredness and calminess. Your nervous system gets to have a break. your health improves, your relationships improve, everything around you. I'll leave you with that, being in the ocean, the sun pouring down and the energy. And I want you to now have one last thought, and I want you just to close your eyes for a minute and go to that space, the time when you felt calm and relaxed in your life. Go back that time that you felt enough was enough, that you're in a really good space and you go, I'm really happy where I am, but you may not have accepted it. See what you saw, felt what you felt. Really feel that feeling. And I want you to hold on to that feeling and knowing you can be there every single day. If you clear up some of the boulders, the eddies, the branches stuck in the water, you've all got that opportunity to do that. Thank you very much. Any questions? Or are you all still floating in the river, in the sea? Very good.
Thank you.
You're welcome.